let's talk about what makes some photos just work. You know the ones. They grab your attention and just feel right. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the secret ingredient that turns a simple snapshot into something truly special.
I mean, just look at this shot. It pulls you in, doesn't it? There's this incredible sense of harmony, a quality that's kind of hard to put your finger on, but it makes the whole image absolutely captivating. So what is that secret sauce?
Well, that secret is a core design principle called unity. Basically, it's when every single element in the frame, we're talking lines, colors, shapes, textures, the whole shebang, is working together. Nothing feels out of place, everything just belongs, creating one single visually satisfying image. To really get a handle on this, let's see how it works through the eyes of an expert. We're going to dive into how one photographer uses this very principle to find order in one of the most chaotic places you can imagine, a huge modern city. This is Angie McMonigal, a commercial architecture photographer. And her story is really interesting. See, she came from a small town, so big cities felt, well, overwhelming to her. And her photography became a way for her to make sense of it all, to find pockets of calm and order in the middle of all that visual noise. And this side-by-side really shows you her method perfectly. On the left, you've got this wide, busy cityscape. It's a lot to take in. But on the right, you can see how she dissects that massive scene. She zooms in on one small piece where the patterns and lines create this kind of beautiful urban quilt, turning that visual chaos into something totally unified. So, how can we start doing this in our own photos? Good question. Let's open up the toolkit and look at 3 really powerful techniques you can start using like right now to create that sense of unity. First up, symmetry. You know, there's a reason we love symmetrical images so much. Our brains are literally hardwired to find that kind of balance and harmony pleasing to look at. It's a fantastic shortcut to creating a feeling of unity. Just look at how that reflection creates this perfect symmetry. The building and its mirror image form this complete, balanced whole. It gives you a feeling of calm and stability, and it makes the photo feel incredibly cohesive because one half is perfectly supporting the other.
So where do you find it? Well, keep an eye out for reflections in water or glass. If you're shooting architecture, try putting your subject right in the center. And hey, even inside a symmetrical shot, you can still use other composition rules, like the rule of thirds, to place a small detail just off-center to add a little bit of tension and interest.
All right, our next tool is all about using a limited color palette. See, when an image uses just a few repeating or related colors, it automatically feels more harmonious and, you guessed it, unified.
Take a look here. That warm, golden light from the sunset, it's not just in the sky, right? It's bouncing off the windows, it's reflected in the building itself, and it even matches the warm tones of the dry grass below. The entire image is just bathed in this unified palette of golds and oranges, which ties the man-made building and the natural landscape together perfectly.
And our third tool is all about repetition. When you can find repeating lines and shapes in a scene, you can use them to create a kind of visual rhythm that guides your viewer's eye and unifies the whole composition. This is a fantastic example of that. Okay, so the building itself is a grid of lines, right? But now look at what those harsh shadows are doing. They're creating these new repeating diagonal lines all over the ground. Suddenly, the people walking through the shot are connected to the building's design. They're all part of the same graphic unified pattern. It's brilliant.
Okay, so we've got the tools down. Now let's shift our thinking a little bit. Let's talk about how the pros approach this stuff. It's really less about gear and way more about mindset.
And here is a major mindset shift. Forget about the idea that you can only shoot during the golden hour. Angie McMonigal's advice is to just embrace whatever light you've got, because every kind of light offers its own unique opportunity to find unity.
Look at this. On the left, yeah, you've got that soft golden light creating unity through a warm color palette. But on the right, you have harsh midday sun. Instead of packing up and going home, she used it to find those strong, graphic shadows that created unity through repeating lines. Any light can be good light if you just know what to look for.
You know, this leads to an idea that feels a little backwards at first. Sometimes, having too many options can actually be paralyzing. This quote from the legendary Orson Welles just nails it. Constraints don't kill your creativity. They actually force you to be more creative. And here's how you can actually put that into practice. Instead of wandering around for hours, just pick one spot. Instead of looking for everything, focus on just one single idea, like finding the color red or capturing repeating circles. Stick with one camera and one lens. By limiting your options, you force your brain to see the world in a new way. to find compositions you totally would have missed otherwise.
So, this all brings us to your creative challenge. We've broken down the concept, we've gone over the tools, now it's your turn to go out there and put it all into practice.
And maybe the most important takeaway here is this. A great, unified photo is just as much about what you leave out of the frame as what you decide to put in it. Don't try to tell 5 different stories in one picture. Find one clear, simple idea and build your entire image around that one thing.
So the next time you pick up a camera, don't just look for a subject. Look for the connections. Look for the repeating colors, the echoing lines, the quiet symmetries. Look for the unity that's hiding in plain sight. So, what unified image will you create?